Patricia, welcome to #Women You Are Power. Thank you so much for your time. And I mean, you honor us with your presence today in this power session. I'm going to jump straight into question one and ask you, what do you perceive power to be as a woman?
Thank you so much for having me, Coach K. To me, as a woman, power is self-discovery and mastery. I believe that a woman who has mastered the self, her thoughts, appetites, and emotions is powerful. She's powerful because she compares herself to nobody. She competes with nobody but herself. And she always tries to be a better version of who she was yesterday. So in my books, that's really, really a strong woman. Thank you.
I mean, you saw me just sort of lean into the screen because I absolutely love that answer. I mean, self-mastery, it is absolutely what we are striving for, right? Because when you know who you are as well, like you said, you compete with nobody. And we need to get to that point of women as well to say, I'm not competing with you, I'm building with you. And I want to support you and I want to pull you up and just be there for you. So I love that so much. And that brings me to question two now, Patricia, to know, I want to know, you know, have you realized that power of self-mastery in your own life?
Yes, I believe I'm at the point where I've realized my power, and this I've been able to do through finding comfort in solitude, being alone. I know most women fear, you know, the thought of being alone, but I've learned over time to find comfort because when I'm alone, I'm able to meditate, I'm able to put my thoughts straight. And another way that I've been able to discover my power as a woman has been through adding value to myself. From a very young age, I've always loved knowledge and learning. So although I should note that lately there have been negative attitudes towards formal education, especially the kind of education that we receive here in Africa, which trains job seekers and not job creators. But still, we should appreciate the fact that for most of us, if it hasn't been for the education that we've strived to attain, we would not have discovered our power and our voices. And then also we ought to appreciate the power of the internet as an equalizer. Right now, both men and women can easily acquire knowledge, learn, get opportunities and expand their horizons through the internet. That's really powerful. So my advice would be to the women out there to remain coachable or teachable, to always try to learn and relearn, because that's life, you know. We ought to keep learning. Thank you.
You know, there was just so much there that you said, and I wish we had the time to get into each and every single thing that you said. I mean, from the type of education that we get in Africa to my favorite quote in what you said there was, you know, the internet is a great equalizer. I absolutely, I love that. And I love the fact that you're saying we need to constantly be in a state of learning, and we need to take the opportunities to learn and relearn in the self-mastery journey that we're on. That brings me to question three, Patricia, which is, how have you been able to share that power with the rest of the world?
Thank you. So, like the women that came before us, we are not playing on a level ground as women. We've been elevated to a certain level because of the sacrifices that the women that came before us had to make. I don't take my voice for granted. So I'm sharing my power through the advocacy work that I do with the team at the Center for Multilateral Affairs. I've also taken it upon myself to speak up against the injustices that women face in society, be it offline and online. Like, I don't stand aside as a bystander when a woman is being harassed or when I see sexism, I call it out.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. Because I know in Africa, most of us find ourselves in patriarchal societies. Most women and girls find themselves in patriarchal societies. And it takes years for a woman to find her voice and seize her real power. Allow me quote American poet Maya Angelou. She said, and I quote, "Each time a woman stands up for herself, without knowing it possibly, without claiming it, she stands up for all women," you know? So as women, this is such a very powerful voice. It's a very powerful quote. We do have a voice, you know. We've been offered a seat at the table. Not all of us, though. So us who have been able to discover who we are, to discover our voices and our power, we've got to use it to help those that are still struggling. Women, girls that don't have a voice. We've got to use our power. Thank you.
Patricia, I mean, I just want to take this time to say to you, thank you. I don't know how often anybody says thank you to you, but this was part of why we were doing this series, #Women Your Power, to give you guys this platform, to also just be grateful and to say gratitude to you guys for standing in your power, and for really accepting and taking on your voice and saying, this is how I'm going to use my power, this is how I'm going to use my voice to affect positive change in the world and in the spaces that I'm in. And you are doing that remarkably from your advocacy work. I like that you even said, even on social media, you don't sit back if you see a woman who's being harassed, no matter what platform she's on. And it's those little things as well that just effect so much influence. And also bring in that womanhood to say, we're here to encourage you, we're here to build you, we're here to grow with you. So I want to take this time to say thank you so much for the work you do. And the last thing I can say is, Patricia, woman, you are power.
Thank you so much, Coach K. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity for me to share my story. I don't get that often. So I'm really grateful. Thank you for your time. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you so much. And I would like to say that you are power, just like you said to me.